new home for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. Unknown man passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day, 'cause I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay, 'cause I found my way. 'Cause I found my way. 'Cause I found my way, my way, my way, my way, my way. 'Cause I found my way, my way, my way, my way, my way. I found my way, I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day, 'cause I found my way, I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay, 'cause I found my way. 'Cause I found my way. 'Cause I found my way, my way, my way, my way, my way. 'Cause I found my way, my way, my way, my way, my way. I found my way, I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day, 'cause I found my way, I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay, 'cause I found my way.
Blue dew, blue moon, kinda mysterious, shaded with someone I'm not really into. Do you need to fix it? Talking bullshit. It's hard to see you when your eyes look dull. Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you not blue? Not blue. Blue dew, that blue, sorta witty and jaded, but let's not talk about you.
Good evening, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream.
Are you out, dog tired, singing all night long? Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you not
So yeah, welcome to the new studio, guys. This has been quite a new year, and I'm very excited to see what this year is going to bring. You know, I think it's very easy to get consumed in all the negativity, you know, and the constant media blast of like how bad everything is going. I think everything is going pretty well. When you look at the world and you look at, you know, what humans used to do. Hello, PK. Happy New Year, boys. Let me know before I start talking too much if the audio is good, if you can hear the music, if everything is on point. So yeah, I thought we'd do a slightly different setup this time just to see if we can improve things a little bit. Let me know how you like it. And to everyone tuning in, don't forget, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share it with all your friends. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. Let me just... Oh, there we go. Let's talk more about price action. I'm happy to talk about price action. I am happy to talk about price action. That is not a problem. So yeah, what do we have here? We got SPX pulled up here. And it looks like the last trade I set up 23rd December. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. 23rd December. Okay, so it looked like had some nice short at, I remember now, we were setting up trades, and there was this potential trade coming up to be filled around here, and we'll take it down to here. It was, I think it was even a Sonar trade. You can see it did very well. And Matrix is asking about how XMode works based on price action. So let's dive into this. But we're also here to talk about Companion today and the plans for Companion and just how you should position yourself for 2023. PK says crystal clear. I'm glad, because this is a strong audio set. Let me know if the music gets a little bit better. Yeah. So I hope everyone came safe into the new year. Look, guys, we're here in 2023, and we gotta make the best of it. And I think honestly, when you look at what happened in crypto, with all the big players getting wiped out, in my opinion, that's, you know, of course, for the industry, it's not great. But as an aspiring crypto exchange, it's not bad. Because all of these people that used to trade on these different exchanges that's now bankrupt, then they will now be looking for a new place to trade. And also, I think it's pretty confirming for people that all the best traders that you fought with, the best traders, all these big hedge funds and all these like advanced, sophisticated players, it turns out that they're just monkeys. They're just idiots, complete idiots. And I actually, you know, it's very hard to comprehend, because the whole time, you know, a lot of people assumed, you know, of course, I could talk about a couple of differences here, but let's talk about FTX and Three Arrows Capital. These were advanced crypto hedge funds doing, you know, pulling off super impressive returns. And, you know, seeing that they basically just got lucky, because they're just putting on huge bets in a bull market, and that made them really good money. But once that the tide went out, and you know, once that the hard season began, they got completely wiped out. So these people getting wiped out is really confirming that a lot of times should not be worrying about what everyone else is doing. Should worry about yourself. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to other people's results. Just the only one that you are, you know, in a race with is yourself. And I think this is extremely confirming to what we are building. That even the best and most advanced hedge funds in the world, needed what we're building, which is risk management tools, which is tools to help people to figure out how to invest their money, how to approach goals in life, how to work with debt, how to handle all of these things that even the best players in the world didn't manage. So basically, this issue that we are addressing with Companion, it's not just you and me who need it. It's even the big boys. So I think this is, I think this is a really good market opportunity for us. So we just gotta build, and we gotta continue building and enabling people to invest safely and take care of their personal finance, and teach people how to deal with money. And that whole window is open for us, right? So we just gotta push the right buttons and keep working at it, and I think we'll do very well. It took a little bit of time to come out of this FTX mess and figure out, what was going on and so on. But it's not even over yet at this point. We still have so many big companies out there who has huge holes in their finances because they lost massive amount of money on FTX. Some of the people that I really look up to, who I really consider, best of the best. Some of these got completely nuked, and they got, you can look up. One guy is called Travis Kling. He ran a fund called Ikigai. He's a very smart guy, super smart guy, but not that smart, because if one exchange collapse can take down your entire hedge fund or business, clearly not doing that well with risk management. Clearly some big problems. So for me, personally, I'm very bullish, but we gotta understand that the industry right now, guys, the industry is in a position right now where a lot of people are scared about crypto. When they hear crypto, they're scared. I met with some Americans about a week ago, and just introductions and whatever. They're like, oh, so what do you do? I was like, okay, well, I build software to help keep people safe in financial markets. And they said, oh, is that like related to that crypto? I was like, what do you mean? Is it related to crypto? It said, oh, is that because there's a lot of people that lost so much money in that, and they were so worried, and they're like, you're not, it almost sounded like these guys had been in a country for 1 year where everyone around them had just been begging them to invest in crypto. And they get so fed up with it, they're just like, oh, no, we don't do that. We don't touch that. And it's just like the defense. So, to find, we need a new song. To find some sort of bottom in crypto where it stops going down, you gotta get to a point where people are so embarrassed and so afraid of talking with crypto that it seems dead. And I think we're getting there. All right. So I think a little bit more of this, a few more companies gonna collapse and so on, and it will be the usual cycle. It will be the boom and the bust, and that's where terrible. All right, let's see if we can find something better. Jazz, electronic dance, sounds good. Let's do popular. Here we go. So what I'm saying is that there's a little bit more of resistance in the crypto market, and it needs some time to mature again until people will even think or talk about crypto. But there will be another cycle, and it's gonna be crazy, absolutely crazy, because the US government has already in the history of the US dollar defaulted on their debt 2 times, meaning that they printed so much money or they took so many loans, and as a result they couldn't pay it back. And only because that they remain in control of the US dollar, where they're able to create 2 breaks where they essentially reset their debt. And every single situation in the time of humanity has shown that when someone is getting pressed to do the right thing or to print more money to save their country, save their economy, or save their empire and all of this, every single time they have printed their way out of the problems. So they will do so again. It's just that the crypto cycle this time got a little bit too big. Got a little bit too aggressive. And as a result, they, coming off it will also be slightly challenging. So we need to keep that in mind. We need to keep in mind that it's going to be a few hard months, and that gives us time to build our solution. It gives us time to build our product. It gives us time to do all of these things that we need in order to allow people in the next crypto cycle to do much better and take care of their personal finance, make money, and don't get too greedy, and keep that money as well. Because right now there's so many people out there. There's so many people out there who, have lost insane amount of money in crypto. And they're thinking back on the money that they once had, and it's almost like traumatizing for them to think about, because it was right there and they had it, and somehow they just lost it all. Why does that happen? Well, you can make like an analogy that if you took like an average person and put them in like a sports car, like a Formula 1 race car, just because they can drive a normal car, or just because they have basic, sense, doesn't stop them from fucking up when they put themselves in a race car and start to try to drive that. Simply put, people are not equipped to be handling their own money. It's just so hard when you don't have education, on how you should be managing money, especially if it's your first time getting a lot of money, right? And that is usually what happens in these crypto, not just crypto, but any bull markets, is that suddenly people's wealth increase so much, and then they just don't know how to hold on to it. And you hear these stories about lottery winners all the time across the world who will win like a life-changing amount, $500 million, $100 million, $1.1 billion, whatever. And a lot of them have been interviewed after that. And they found out a lot of these people wish that they never came to that money. That's not for everyone, of course, but for a lot of people, after they got their money, their life changed so much that their friends stopped being friends. People ask them for money to give them, to help them out. So and it changes the relationship for so many people. So it's just necessary in so many different aspects of a human's life to educate them on personal finance, how to hold on to your money, and so on. So that's why no matter how much the crypto market collapses, it doesn't really matter, because people will always need help with personal finance, investing, keeping their money safe, and keeping their money locked away from the government, so the government can't just freeze their account and take their money. And this is only gonna be a bigger deal as time goes on. All right, Matrix is asking here, that's quite a question. Let me just see, let me get the glasses here, hang on guys. Whoops. Matrix is asking, contrarian traders will never understand how trading works, but X mode, we will outline our false decisions when trading. I don't know who you are, Matrix. I don't see you in the global chat and so on, but that is spot on. That was the goal that was the goal to build X mode and RTD. Was that you had an objective algorithm to tell you when you're executing a trade, just looking at the objective factors of this trade, is that, does this even make sense what you're doing right now? You know? And I think it does it really well. And I think if, you know, I think when people see the next version of weighted X mode levels, yeah, you're gonna like it. Because I think we can push this to another level. I think we can do this even better. X mode does it really well. I think what we need is, we need some sort of psychological interface when you start engaging trading, to make sure that when you start to trade, that you're also mentally equipped to be trading. Now, let's get back to the next question from Avo Sani. When is the next bull run starting, Asger? People asked me this in 2018 as well. And I always told people, a lot of people said, I think it'll be 2020. I always told people, I think it'll be 2021. And lo and behold, 2021 was a real bull market, that's for sure. I think the next cycle, the next bull run, I am not sure that this is gonna take as long as last time. I don't think it needs 5 years this time. Hang on, let's have a look. Let's read out this. 1 second, guys. See if we can find an old chart from we got Coinbase. Yeah, Coinbase is all right. The next bull run. Let's have a look. Not sure, this feed not good. We'll take Bitfinex instead. It's better. All right. The next bull market. So I personally think that we are here right now. Here. It might fuck a little bit around, but I think we're gonna see a little bit more downside. 10K maybe, something like this. But I don't think it matters at this point. What's the name of this song? Marinate. Marinate from Sorrow. The next bull market. So I think we're gonna have a down, one last pull down, and then just a lot of consolidation, and then slowly move back up again. So I remember in 2019, right, we recovered, and I think, to be honest, I think we're gonna recover the same way like this. But the thing is, I'm not sure we're gonna see this again. And also, if you do look at Bitcoin, and if you remember the history of Bitcoin, remember that coming into 2020, we actually already were on quite a path in Bitcoin to an uptrend. We went from, 7K all the way up to 10K, and then we had the COVID dump all the way down to, I think it went more than this. I think it went to 3.7K on BitMEX. And so I think you could have made a case where this would have been this. So I think if you imagine this recovery here, one down, and then maybe I can paint it. One down, and then some sideways. something like this. I think that's a good case for this, and that would be going into 2024. So 2023 recovery and then extended into 2024. I think that's a good chance. End of 2023, quarter 4 2023, which is this year, and then going into 2024. I think, yeah, that's my best bet right now. Aval Sani is asking, so you want to start a global onboarding campaign for Companion? Want to onboard as many in Nigeria? Yeah, so absolutely we want to have a global onboarding campaign, right? This is like the must, but it's not just about building a, building the onboarding campaign. What it's really about is building, the app, so that the app is super fast. It has all the basic functionalities that people need to protect their own money, to move money from their bank to the app without using Binance or some other company, right? And has the AI built out, allowing people to interact with it and understand how they should work towards their goals and how they should go about investing their money or saving up their money or cutting costs in their life or whatever, right? And this is super fucking great, because I look at the technology that just came out from OpenAI, the chat AI, which is incredible language processor. The best AI I have seen yet. It's very, very impressive. And I believe all the tools are there. We just need to connect them in a super app. So when you're buying Companion tokens and when you're investing in us, this is the investment you're making into going for that super app that's gonna allow people to custody, hold their own money with no one having the ability to take their money away from them. That's one part. And then the second part is onboarding friends to the app in an easy way. And this is super important, right? So when you have your app and you share it to your friends in Nigeria and they download it, it should just be like a super simple experience that's straightforward, that they just download the application, they get started, they move money in, and then they just stick with the app. So this is very ambitious, guys, to build this. It's not easy at all. It's not easy at all, but we can definitely pull it off. It just takes a little bit of time to build each and every one of these functions, but it doesn't matter, what really happens in the macro market. It doesn't matter what, is happening everywhere else. We just need to focus on our project and what we are doing, and we'll do very well. So, a lot of this is like design challenges. And if you don't know, Matrix asking about this song again. Hang on, we'll have a look. I'll just send you the playlist after. It's just this one. I'll paste it in the chat. Here you go. Yeah, it's pretty good. The music overall. The thing is, nothing changes, no matter the market going up, going down, all of this, it doesn't matter. What matters is that we build a way for poor people to become educated about personal finance and investing, and teaching them to custody their own money, so they don't have to trust the banks. So they don't have to. Right now, there's no pressure on the banks like worldwide, right? Like there's no big conflicts or problems right now, but we have had this many times in the past, and it will happen again. And probably if you look at the current banking industry and how much they are leveraged and so on, it's probably not good But right now they are not in focus. They're not really being squeezed. There's a lot of other people being squeezed, but it's not really a bank. But it will come back around, and banks will screw their customers like they always do. And customers will get screwed like they have always been. It's just like which cycle it is, and people will in the future hold their own money, be fully accountable for their own money, the same way that people used to have cash and put it on the mattress, or you know, save it, dig it down, or whatever. You know, that was your money. You put it somewhere, no one else could touch it unless they found it, right? Now the problem is that everyone is keeping their money in the bank, and that allows the governments to go directly into your bank account and take what they want if they want, or freeze your account if they want. In Germany, they have a ridiculous system in place that allows you, if you have like an unpaid bill or you owe the government something. In Germany, they have by law they have a system that allows them directly to go in, take money out of your bank account if you owe any money. Even if you, let's say you don't want to pay the bill, they will literally just take it from you. And now they don't have this in most countries, but the point is that, you know, no one should be able to just take your money. It's just crazy. It's a good song. It's a good song. All right, guys. So, how do we build a killer application to onboard millions of people to take care of their personal finance? The AI part is not the problem, right? Like the AI part, it's not the challenge here. So don't think about that. Just consider the AI solved. And the reason I say that is because that we have so many great open source AI tools, and we can see the direction that this technology is moving. And it's very obvious that this part is very well when it's trained on the right information. Once you have trained your AI on the right information, the technology that powers is actually really good. So the whole communication between you and your AI, that's not the challenge here. The challenge is once we have the app, and once we have the build a flow that allows people to download the application, move money from the bank into the app, and then learn about you know, personal finance, share information with the AI, and so on. The challenge is, how do we allow one user to invite another user and get them started in like the most straightforward way? And that's where we're spending our energy right now. Our energy is being spent on figuring out the onboarding flow, figuring out how do you talk with you know, your AI. Not the AI part itself, but more like the communication part. Is like, well, how much data are you looking to share with your AI, and what data do we need from the user? These are challenges that we have to solve in this onboarding flow. But the app is built, the app is launched. We have, you know, a lot of good things going for us. And the peer-to-peer market is right here. Let me see if we can see this. Whoop, no. Whoop, 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 whoop. And hang on. See if I can pull it up. And yeah, I mean, technically it's good to go. So the peer-to-peer market will be rolled out very fast, very soon, I mean. And with the peer-to-peer market, you're going to be able to go in, put ads in your country for buying and selling crypto. And then what you need to do is that you need to put on a small fee that you want to earn from facilitating this trade, and then you can basically just make money from people moving money in and out of crypto. And we will build this peer-to-peer, this massive peer-to-peer network that's gonna bypass the government and let people transact money directly with each other like they should be able to. Look, if I want to do business with someone and I do a cash deal with them like it used to be, that is between me and another sovereign, citizen. There's nothing to do with the government. They should have no business with this. And that is what we're going to enable. We're going to enable people to trade directly with each other, just like a cash transaction. Because as the governments are moving more towards total control, launching their central bank digital currencies, they're gonna try to decide how you can spend your money, where you spend your money. If you want to go to the supermarket and you want to buy a Coca-Cola, but that your doctor maybe your doctor told you or wrote in your journal that this person should not drink any more Coke because they'll get more fat and they will be like an unproductive citizen or whatever. Well, then when you go and you're a normal citizen, you go to the supermarket, you're trying to buy these Coca-Colas, they will just reject you. They will not let you spend the money, or maybe they won't give you discount or whatever. They will try to push you in the right direction of what you should do. And I think that's completely wrong. I think people should make their own decisions on their own information and their own research, because you can just see now with the vaccine and the problems that there's, and for your information, I am vaccinated myself with Pfizer and so on. But clearly there's some problems out there. And I mean, I think the government is trying to say that like this was not like they were not trying to force people to take the vaccine or whatever, and then that maybe you can argue this, but at the same time, if you didn't have the vaccine, you couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't travel internationally. You couldn't meet with people, especially in Denmark. It was crazy. It was crazy to see in a country like Denmark how fast the government just went out of their way to just take complete control of how you were supposed to go shopping, how you're supposed to meet with people, how many people you could meet with, how you're supposed to have your wedding, and not to mention, they killed an entire industry, which was the mink farmers. They just killed this law without even having a law that supported they could do it. There was an illegal order, and this happened in a country like Denmark. It's crazy. So when push comes to shove, they will take full control and push you in the direction that they want you to go in. And I believe that the last power of the governments around the world will be taken away once they no longer control the monetary supply. So that's what we're building, guys. If you think this sounds like a cool plan, that's great. If you think this sounds like, not so great, I'm sorry, but this is the truth. We're building tools, we're building software, we're building skills that allow people to circumvent that government and live a self-sovereign life as is their human right. I really hope that, they're not gonna pull me in front of like Congress and replay this clip or something. But there's nothing wrong with this. This is like the basic rights of humanity, that, you can control your own money, you can transact with anyone you want, and it just gets very complicated very fast. Okay. Olo is asking, what are we doing to resuscitate the punching price? Don't think too much about the price. I highly suggest people to not overthink the price at all, because if you go to the market and you wanna move companion to $1, you could do it. Okay, it's just not gonna be like a sustainable thing if you move it to $1. So what do we need to make the companion price to go up? How do we get the companion price to go up? Well, the way that this is structured, the way that it's put together with companion token is that we've tried to build incentives in the tokenomics that make it so that for people who's going to use our super app, our killer app, to deal with personal finance, transact with other people, hold their own money, and so on. We're trying to build the app at the same time, so you're incentivized to hold as many companion tokens as possible to give you better rates, to give you better transaction costs, and so on and so on. So the way that the companion price will go up is that we get more users. But guys, let me tell you, November and December has not been the months to acquire crypto users, in my opinion. Okay, if anything, in December and November, this was like the 2 most damaging months for crypto I have ever seen. So we need a little bit of time to pass. We need people to, calm down, and then maybe we should reconsider like our approach to how we talk about companion. Maybe we don't even need to talk about that this is a crypto project, because we do need to advertise to people, and we do need to get people to come in to use companion token, right? But right now, and of course this is just how it is, but right now there's just not that much you can really do with the companion app, right? And that's just the truth. But that's not how it's gonna stay. That's just how it began. And then we're gonna build more features. We're gonna add more markets and so on. And it's gonna be a good time. I promise that. Let me see a few more questions. Matrix talking about order flow. We'll get back to order flow. I definitely think there's a lot to learn from order flow, but there's also something you have to think about, which is like, what is it called? When you just have too much information in front of you, and it's not making you a better trader, it's making you a worse trader. And for most people starting to trade, if they have to deal with order flow, they need to master price action. They need to master price action, and that's like the number one. It's like, if you don't have price action nailed down and you don't understand market structure, you're gonna have a bad time, because you need these two things before you can even move on to order flow. Because if you don't understand just like the basic of how market structure works and price action behavior, then you can't be helped with order flow. And price action and market structure, they take months, if not years, right? Avalsani says the peer-to-peer market should have enough security so no party defraud anyone. I agree. Warren says he will come watch me in Congress. Thank you. I look forward to it. Avalsani says sales should be verified sales. So here's how it works. We have the option for people to KYC, but it's not a requirement. KYC is done by the companion team, and you can decide yourself when you're selling or buying if you want to transact with someone else who's not KYC'd or who is KYC'd. That is an independent choice that people need to make. It's a pretty cool song. What is this? Space waves. Okay, I like it. So I think humans should have more choice. I come from like a socialized, very socialistic country, and where we have taken away the freedom of people and the ability to make choices, and we have made such a safe country, such a safety net, that no matter what you do in life, even if you don't get an education or if you get fired from your job or whatever, no matter what happens, the government is there to pick you up and give you money and save you. And of course, I know this sounds very good and very nice, but the problem is that people stop pushing forward in life. When people have complete safety, they don't take any risk. They just live a very silent and boring life without much to offer, because there's no reason to, there's no reason to push forward because you're already so comfortable in your situation. And this is a result of the government, right? And humans need to have the right to make choices. So the same way people will have the right in the peer-to-peer market to choose if they want to deal with someone else, if they're KYC'd or not KYC'd. So that's up to people entirely. But you can just filter in the application if the buyers and sellers you want to see are KYC, and you can require them to be KYC to trade with you and so on. So it's just that you have the choice yourself. Okay. Interesting. So what is happening here? I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin take out 16,560 down here. That would be nasty. That would be so nasty. But yeah, back to... I want to go back to the companion. Look, no one is more invested in companion than me. But I also have been trading for a very long time. And... you have to understand that the only way the price goes up is that you get more users, or people buy your token for some reason and you get more users that way. Whether people have downloaded the application or they have bought the companion tokens, they are a user of companion. And what we need, for the price to move up in a sustainable way is that we need more people to buy it. But why would you buy it if you don't, if you look at what we're building and you think like, oh, this is not something right now. So what I think is going to happen is that one day you're going to wake up and there will have been a massive refactor of the companion price. And people will be like, what the fuck happened? And the truth would be that a big buyer came in, he saw the potential, he saw the idea, whatever, he thought it was cool. And he just bought what's to him maybe was a little, but to our market was a massive amount. And that will happen. But the only way that's gonna happen is that we keep pushing forward with the companion app, we keep building features, we keep doing what we can to improve our offer to the market. And of course, our community keep working together to build and reach out to even more people so they get to know us. But I don't blame people right now. I really don't, because I feel like there's a few things that we need before we can really start going hard. So what do we need? We need a bridge for people to move money from their bank into crypto. Okay, so we made that. That's the peer-to-peer bridge. We're gonna push that out. Secondly, we need a way for people to easily take the money that they have invested, they have put in the application, and either earn money, earn a percentage on it, or invest it in an easy way, or some way that generates value for them. Okay? It has to be some sort of way that generates value for people. That's really what we're looking to do here. We're looking to build an application that generates value for people. That's the only way. That's the only way we're gonna have a sustainable, massive market, market cap increase for the companion token. Anything until then will just be temporarily or speculation or whatever. But once it has a real utility, there's a reason you actually want to use it. It's good. Now the good news is that there's a lot of people who don't know what peer-to-peer is, but if they knew what the peer-to-peer market was, they would love it. So maybe we're not going to call it peer-to-peer, or maybe we need to find a different name for that. Maybe we need to market it a different way. But at some point in the future, people are going to find out that, hey, the banks somehow are closing their accounts or freezing their money, and it's happening en masse, and they need an alternative. And if we have that alternative ready at the right time, and we can just share a link, people can download the application, they can transfer money from their bank account to a different user and get crypto in return, we're gonna fly. It's all about being at the, at the right time, at the right place at the right time. So it's like fishing, sometimes in Denmark I would go 6 months not catching a single goddamn fish, not one trout. Unbelievable. And then sometimes I would be in the right spot at the right time, and I'd come home with like 6 trouts. That's right. The right time at the right moment. Sorry. The right what is the saying? Anyway, let's see if we got some questions here. Matrix is saying, I feel like you don't really need autoflow, you only need X mode. For a large part of my trading career, I have only been trading X mode, and that's all I have made my money on. And the reason for that is because it allows me to build execution, plans that I can execute around levels before they happen. Because I can already see where's the price, where are the levels that's gonna matter, and I know before it happens where I need to pay attention and what I need to look for. And that's what Xmode allows us to do. It's an algorithmic, it's a beautiful algorithmic but very simple code that allows people has no experience in the market to visually identify where the buyer is going to be, where the seller is going to be, and where you should be paying attention. Ika Han Silo. I would like to invest in Companion, but I find the difference between $2,500 and the sold out $500 packet kind of harsh in token amount. Right place, right time is PK saying. Sorry about that. So I know in the past when we had other people who would like to buy the companion tokens, I know in the past what people have done is that they have bought like smaller packages, multiple of the smaller ones, and combined it with a big one. And people are still buying these packages and so on. And I will also be straightforward here and say, when people are buying tokens from us, we buy them back in the market, but we might not necessarily buy them, the very moment that people buy from us. We might buy it in a strategic way or over time, or maybe we save it up and buy it all at once. You don't know, but we're keeping some dry powder. Let me just say that. It's much better that we get good, good price action behavior. We get good results in the market and so on, when it matters and when we have attention. When we don't have any eyes on the market and on the price and so on, it doesn't really matter if it goes up or down. No one cares because no one is looking at it. So what do we need to do? We need to get back on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. And the only reason we are not there right now is because that the original companion tokens was launched on Serum, and as these problems with FTX and all of this happened, Serum was removed from CoinMarketCap as a tracker, and unfortunately it's proving a little difficult to get around this, but we will get around it. It's not a problem. So these are all things that needs to work and needs to happen, and we'll be the one to do it. The thing is that CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, it's not so easy to add a new exchange to that platform. You gotta build some endpoints, you gotta build a little bit of different things to do it, but we should get back fairly soon. Oh boy, getting a lot of getting a lot of chat messages today. Guys, if you're sending me messages in on my phone, just send it in the chat as well, because I'm not really watching my phone. So I got a question here. When is Navigator 2 coming out on the companion app? Navigator 2 on companion app. So we actually already have built like a fair amount, quite an amount. We already have the ability to connect your account connect to your MT5 account, MT4 account, so you can still do this. We already have built the chart. We already built several of key functionalities that's required to launch Navigator 2 app in Companion. And the coolest thing about Navigator 2 is that you know how we cannot move stop loss anymore. I mean, we never could. You know how we could not move stop loss on a trade when it hit TP1, and people always asking, how can we do this automated? Move stop loss to break even when we hit TP1. How can we do this? And the problem is always that when you connect to Navigator with your broker account, the problem is that we don't actually store your data. We don't actually have your login information. So the only time that you're connected to your account is while you keep the browser window open. So as soon as you close your browser or you lose power or anything like this, then we really lose connection and we can't do anything. The cool thing about the Navigator 2 app is that it's running on Flutter. And that means that this is like a standalone application. This is a standalone application that allows us to run in the background of your phone while you're still connected to your account. It's pretty cool. And that means that as long as the application is running and we have and as long as the app is running and the phone has power, it allows us to do these, move stop loss to break even, or even better things, like sending you direct alerts when there's markets that you're watching that you want to execute on. And it's all going to be much faster. It's all going to be like the experience is going to be much faster. So yeah, I think that's going to be really great, and I think it will probably be like second half of this year that we'll be able to give some sort of beta. Maybe earlier. It kind of depends. All right, let's have a look. Let's see. We got some more questions in here. We got. You have to excuse me, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that. Is that Icelandic name? Ika Hansalo. Honey Salo. Is there any chance that there will be more whale packages for sales? Whale packages are gone. They are sold out, unfortunately. You can try to reach out to Dr. IQ and have a talk with him, but as far as I understand, these whale packages are not available anymore, and I think everyone else who has requested them has been declined. It's also not fair because there was only 5 of these titles available, the whale, and it would not be nice to these people who bought it to inflate the price. Maybe we could do it without the unique NFT, but I'm not sure. Reach out to Dr. IQ, the best of the best. And I see we got Sanjay in here today as well. She's very bullish as well on Companion. She says she genuinely believes a Companion is what people need most in these hard times. It's good to see you too, Sanjay. So I think it's a very good point. I mean, we're definitely going into some trying times. We're going into some challenges. This is a new environment, and there's a lot of people out there that's very lonely, and they don't have any friends, or they don't know who to ask, or they don't have anyone to ask, or they're too afraid to ask, or whatever. All us humans have, tremendous amount of insecurities or problems or questions or issues or things we need to deal with, and having an AI companion in your pocket that knows you because you fed it information about yourself that can tell you how you should go about navigate your life and how you should go about saving up money, and can help you with it and help you with hard situations and so on. Like when you don't know what to do, or you need a good friend, or you need an advice, having someone to ask, I think is a game changer for humans. Like having an intelligent person you can ask who genuinely cares about you and want to do the best for you in a non-deceptive way. I think that's really great to build. I think that's really cool to build. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do our best to help people. And why is this so important for me? I feel like I've gone through a life that was pretty difficult myself, and I didn't really have a lot of people to ask for the right, what to do in the right situation. So I just went along and did my best, but mistakes were made, of course. Experience was learned. But the point is that, all humans go through struggle and challenges, right? And having some sort of AI friend to help you out, where you know that you own it at the same time, so it's not going to be used against. I think it's very cool. I think that's like it's a really big idea. Okay, guys, I can see we're closing in. It's been a very fast hour. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. Put them in the chat, guys. What do you guys think is the best we could do for Companion? What do you think is the best we could focus on with Companion? Let me know in the chat. It's a pretty good playlist this time. And what do you guys think about the new setup? Is it an improvement to the last setup? Personally, I'm very comfortable in this chair. It's very nice. You can just sit and chill. I think audio is good this time. Music good. Yeah, I think this is good. I think it's going to be the new setup. We'll see. Maybe we do something different for next week. But yeah, guys, the plan is weekly live stream the rest of the year. So that should be pretty interesting. I think it's very important to keep in touch with you guys and tell you about what's going on in Companion, Breakfree Trading, and just discuss, what are we working on? And if there's any people who has any doubts or questions, then we can address it every week. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming to the stream tonight. And thank you for being active in the community, and thank you for sticking around. I am really confident this year is going to be something special for us. I really feel like what we're building matters. Like I feel like, you only have so much time on this planet, right? Only have so much time to build, and I feel like building an AI companion to help people with finances and help people to stay in control of their money. I think this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna spend the time on, and very happy to take you guys along for the ride and for the time. And yes, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next week, guys. Thank you so much for coming.